everyone, this is Jerica here with the Kingdom Soap Company. Today we're going to be making a video of our candy shop bath bombs. They're going to be hot pink and have rainbow embeds and like mica drizzles on top. Super fun, bright, cheerful. So here we go. Okay, so here are our ingredients. We have our baking soda, our citric acid, buttermilk powder. I am using Red 27 Lake, very bright pink.
And did you?
Yes, and we're gonna put some glitter in there. Well, we'll put it on the top at the end. We're gonna do that drizzle I was talking about with micas. I haven't quite picked what colors, but something fun and bright to go with pink. We got lots of options here.
Oh, I will pick one.
Okay, Josie's gonna pick one. We have avocado oil as our oil, poly 80, witch hazel to bind it. I've got this fragrance oil, it's called unicorn poop. It smells like a fruity cotton candy sort of fragrance. And then we have our rainbow embeds I made in a previous video on our YouTube channel. So we'll be using those on the inside. Okay, so right now we are sifting our baking soda. We're gonna sift all of our dry ingredients. Yep, keep going, Joe. That way there's no clumps, because as you can see, it can be kind of clumpy straight from the bag. We don't want any pockets of that in our bath bomb. So we're gonna sift our baking soda, our citric acid, and our buttermilk powder and get that nice and smooth. Okay, so Josie is stirring our wet ingredients together. We have our avocado oil, poly 80, and our fragrance oil together.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's perfect. And we just kind of mix them all together here. So then we can just kind of dump it in our dry mix. We have added our lake to our dry mix. I'm gonna give that another quick mix since Josie's been mixing. And then we'll combine the two. Okay, so we have our dry ingredients with our lake mixed in. I did put a pinch of like a pink mica in there just for like a little shimmer. We have our wet ingredients. We're gonna go ahead and incorporate those. We're gonna get all this good stuff out of here. No ingredient left behind. Here we go. It smells really good. Does that smell? Good, okay. So you can see it's like really hot pink once we add that wet mix. A lot of people like to use, you know, their stand mixer or a hand mixer to mix their ingredients. And if I were making like bigger batches, I probably would too. But since I kind of just do a small batch at a time, I prefer to use my hands. I feel like you get a better feel for the mix because you're looking for a certain consistency. You want it to kind of be like a wet kinetic sand texture. And we're getting there. This is like a very hot bubblegum pink and I love it. It looks perfect. Excuse me. A little dusty. So, let me show you where we're at with this now. You want another stir? Here, you can give it another stir if you want. Here, use the spoon though, you don't have gloves on. Perfect. Okay, so now that Josie's done her second round of stirring, we're gonna look at our consistency. You want to be able to grab it and have it stay kind of in place. As you can see, we're not quite there, so that's where our binder comes in. You can use water, you can use rubbing alcohol. I like to use witch hazel, but it's kind of just whatever works best for you and your climate. That makes a big difference too. We're really dry here, so I could probably use water and it would be fine, but I've just started with witch hazel and it works for me, so I'm just sticking with it. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it sort of situation. Almost there. Just like a spray or two at a time until you're there. If you just pour in a bunch at once, like you may overdo it and activate your mix, which is no good.
Oh.
You okay?
Oh.
What's wrong? Okay, so now let's look at it. Let's see. Okay, that kind of stayed in place. I think we're probably there. You don't want it too wet or it's going to stick in your mold. You don't want it too dry or it'll just crumble. All right, so I am just...
Let go.
Okay, here's the thing. You have to kind of move quickly, at least if you're in a dry climate like me, or your mix will dry out on you. So you want it over the rim, And you don't want to pack it in too hard or it's going to stick. So just kind of gently pat it in there. We're going to put a little bit, and then we're going to take one of our embeds and kind of set it off to the side, and then put more on top, pack around it. And then you take your two halves, you're going to push them together pretty tightly. If you're at this stage and your bath bomb pieces are starting to separate, that means you have activated your bomb. You put too much liquid or too much witch hazel or water or alcohol. If that happens, you can always just sprinkle in a little more baking soda and try and get it to dry it out a little bit. I've had to do that before. All right, and I just want to knock it along the edge where the two pieces come together. Dun, da, da, da. Oh, shoot, see, look what happened. Stuck. I may have sprayed some witch hazel in there on accident. Let me try that again. Okay, so yes, that's what happened. I took it out and it was like a layer of witch hazel when I was spraying. It got in the mold, so it stuck. So I wiped it out, started over, and now we're good to go. So I just have a cookie sheet here with parchment on top, and I'm just gonna make them and place them there. Once they dry, which probably take till tomorrow, then I'm gonna come back and we'll do some drizzle paints, and it'll be super fun. All right, so as you see, we have our bath bombs made. We got what, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 out of that batch. That's pretty good. They all came out beautiful. So yes, like I said, we're gonna let them dry, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do some drizzle with a mica paint that we're gonna make, which consists of mica polysorbate 80, and then a little bit of rubbing alcohol, 90% or higher if you can find it. Otherwise, it'll probably activate your bombs. So you mix that together till it's like a paint consistency, and then you just kind of do a little drizzle on top, and we'll see how it turns out. Thanks for watching. Okay, so it is day 2. Our bath bombs have dried beautifully, and we are going to mix up our paint mix and get to drizzling and decorating. So here are the colors I mixed. I have my micas here. I did a golden, this green, and then it's called golden orchid blue. I mixed about a 1/4 teaspoon of mica with about like 1/2 teaspoon of poly 80, and then just a little drizzle just to like loosen it up a little bit of rubbing alcohol. So we have kind of like a drizzling consistency. So I'm just gonna drizzle the colors over our bath bombs and then sprinkle some of our eco-friendly glitter. And just a couple, just a little bit of our sparkles, or I'm sorry, our sprinkles. We're using such a small amount, it's not gonna affect the pH of the water for the bath. I mean, if your entire bath bomb was these, I would be concerned, but like 4 or 5 on top of your bath bomb are not gonna be a deal. Okay, so not to toot my own horn, but toot toot, these came out so cute. Got our 3 different color drizzles, a nice dusting of our eco-friendly glitter, a few little sprinkles on top. We have our candy shop bath bombs. Hopefully they'll be dry in the next like day or 2, and they'll be ready to head to the Etsy shop.